What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of TyTunes. This time we're reviewing Childish Gambino, possibly for the last time, Bando Stone and the New World, the album that's going to accompany the feature film. The album dropped on July 19th, so I know I'm a couple of weeks late, and I don't think we have a release date yet confirmed for the new film, but it definitely looks super trippy. And going along with the aesthetics and just the overall weirdness of the trailer, this album is like musical whiplash, jumping genres from rap to tropical beach house to heavy electro industrial sounding and even pop rocks. If you've seen the trailer, you'll kind of get a sense of where the crazy electro heavy sounding stuff is coming from, especially when they're getting chased by the weird computerized digitized monsters. There's also a lot of like CG heavy animation with giant pigs, I think, and different weird looking bird things. Definitely one to look out for. And when playing this album, it's fun to kind of get into the headspace of where is this song going to fit into the movie? Where is this character going to come from, and the motivations? So kicking things off with Hearts Were Meant to Fly, heavy electro sounding. This probably comes at some point in the movie where they are being chased by the monsters, and you can get a feel for that because it really hits you in the chest with that industrial electro sound. The vocals are all over the place, soaring, and then they come back down. It sets the tone nicely for the album. You kick off with that electro sound, so you just like, where is this going to go from here? Then we go into Lithonia, the lovely building synths, and you get that Cody LeRae. You don't know what's going to happen next, and especially if you've seen the music video, which I'm still kind of shaken about. Oh my days. I won't spoil anything for you. But when the song drops, it is that early 2000s pop punk rock ballad. I really enjoyed it. The heavy guitar riffs, the bow, 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 over medicated. That kind of is the cadence throughout the entire song. This is the single for the album, and really, really enjoyed it. Again, going from that heavy industrial electro into this early 2000s pop punk rock ballad. I think Cody LeRae is probably the name of the Bando character, and just the themes of nobody gives an F. With the trailer saying, can you fish? Can you hunt? Can you start a fire? He's like, no, I can sing. Nobody cares about that in a post-apocalyptic world. Survive is largely synth-driven, again, kind of going back to that electro sound, with some nice piano keys sprinkled up and down throughout the track. I love the bar, watching Bluey with my son like we're both crip. He talks about drink champs on this song, so I'm not sure if this is Gambino himself, just talking about his experience in the music industry, or if drink champs is actually a thing in the Bando universe. I guess we'll find out. Steps Beach, I love this song. Super mellow, acoustic guitar driven song. Definitely sounds like something off of his Kauai mixtape, which is fitting because it looks like the movie was filmed there, or at least in some parts of the Hawaiian Islands. But super mellow song, again, all over the place. We just came off of a pop rock ballad a couple of tracks ago, and then more synth. This is largely acoustic driven. Definitely something to put on as you're cruising the beach or even on the beach. Steps Beach, right? Talk My Shit is classic Gambino rap, so it's not heavy trap. It's not anything that you'd usually hear this type of day. It's definitely Gambino influence. He is talking about fame and excess and all the things that he can buy and all the women that he could get with. I think this might be a bit of a blend between Gambino and the Bando character himself, because the Bando character is definitely like an old washed up musician or entertainer that we'll find out more about. I love the line, "Baby, what's a yacht? I said a kind of boat." Then we get to Got to Be. Now, on the first listen, and really multiple listens, I did not connect with this song at all. Comes back to that heavy industrial electro, Yeezus era Kanye sound, just hits you in the face and over the head with just how aggressive sounding it is. But after listening and listening and listening, I really appreciated the song, what it was trying to say, its placement on the album, as well as its place in the overall Bando universe, or however this album is going to accompany the movie. I love the bits of Bando sprinkled throughout the song, as well as Don't Stop, Pop That, Pop That. The little hip-hop era influences are a nice sprinkle to the song. And then it cuts out and the gal says, Gambino's back, I told y'all, none of y'all safe. Leads up to a lot more of the rapping or heavy Kanye era influence, like I mentioned. The crowd chanting that builds up towards the end of the song, and then you get that digitized woman's voice almost leading in a chant or a prayer or some kind of meditation. Again, I think that's leaning towards a big climactic scene in the movie. We'll see if this kind of leads into whoever's controlling these computer monsters or whatever's going on in the movie. I think this might be a pivotal scene in that. In the Night with Georgia Smith, I love Georgia Smith ever since the Black Panther album, and I know that she's had albums prior to that, but she has such a sweet voice. I love the character that she plays. I like the story behind this one of Gambino or Bando lusting after a woman who already has a man, but that woman seemingly reciprocating that affection and kind of keeping her man at bay while also going after Bando or Gambino. It's a lovely Caribbean house type of beat that morphs into an Afro beat towards the end. Again, heavy whiplash coming from Got to Be, where you were just inside of a speaker, in my sense, where the beat is just bouncing your head around. Then it's like a nice calm breather. You get into the night. Love this track. Yoshinoya, another pure rapping track. Very menacing. I love how the keys go up and down and the synths come in. There's rumors that this is a full-on Drake diss. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not, but when you dive deep into the lyrics, you can definitely make a case for it being that way. The beat switch with the last 2 minutes, just pure Gambino bars. I love jokes are so dad, but haven't seen your kids in a month. Yeah, this could definitely be a Drake diss. He also calls him white boy, or he says white boy, which I think was influenced by the beef from a couple of months ago with Rick Ross and Drake and Kendrick, calling him the white boy, and Drake acknowledges that. So we'll see. I think it's unconfirmed, but I really, really enjoy this track from a pure hip hop rapping, bar for bar, spit and fire standpoint. Can You Feel Me? Gotta give a thumbs down to this one. I can appreciate that he has his kid on this song, but the beat just goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it just never goes anywhere with me. I can't get onto the rhythm. The vocals are very canned sounding or echoey. I can't do it. I don't like this track. Longtime collaborator Ludwig Göransson, all the way back on the Community days, I think he was an audio or sound producer on that show, comes through and laces the absolute most beautiful soundscape on the entire album with the 7-minute No Excuses. The xylophones, the synth chords, the piano, the horns. Kamasi Washington comes and lays down a beautiful piece of music towards the end of the song. Everything about this track, even the vocals, just has me absolutely floating. I've had this one on repeat since the album dropped. Yes, it's 7 minutes, so you probably only get about 3 or 4 plays within a half an hour time space, but totally worth it. I am obsessed with this song. There's strings, lovely orchestral music. There's a pygmy flute. I probably didn't do that right. There's a nice beat switch with the vocal harmonization and a lot of bongos that just kind of drives you on. There's so much going on musically here that I could probably spend 5 whole minutes just talking about this track, but I won't take up all the time of the review on this one. Suffice it to say, this is my favorite track. This will definitely show up on my Spotify Wrapped. I've played it over and over again. Cruisin' with Yeet, with the nice ticking of the hi-hats and the sample of the frog croaking, sets the soundscape for something I think is going to be very climactic in the movie. It's like an emotional cry for help. Towards the end of the song, Gambino just screaming, "Oh my God, I need help!" Yeet comes in with heavily electrified vocals. There's even glitches. He talks about aliens, which I think could be a major factor in the film. But this song is so cinematic. As it builds, as you hear the story of the character waking up and taking pills and just having these nightmares, waking up with the sun in my eyes. I can't hit the vocalizations like Gambino. But this one definitely builds up to a very climactic scene, I think, in the movie. I love this track. It's very beautiful. Not what you're expecting when you first hear the frogs croaking. It just kind of places you almost in the mind state of like a jungle or a rainforest, which makes sense because a lot of the lyrics are talking about falling asleep and having a dream of running through a jungle. So yeah, I'm not going to cover all the tracks because, again, this one just has your head ping pong and your mind just bounce around from genre to genre. But it's definitely a highly recommended listen. I'd probably give it like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I know it's pretty high, but I have not been able to stop listening to this. I really like trying to place where all of the songs and the characters are going to fit within the film. I'm not a big horror fan, but I do want to watch it just to get the complete picture of the audio, of the characters and the soundtrack, and then the movie itself. Again, the Lithonia music video, oh my days. But yeah, check it out. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very eager. I know that Gambino is not everybody's cup of tea because he is very experimental and eclectic with what he does. And if this is truly his last album as the Gambino moniker, what a way to go out. Let me know what you guys think. Check us out on the next TyTunes.